Hello, everyone, and welcome to the answers to the feedback challenge on paraphrasing. That was paraphrasing number 8. This is related to IELTS writing task 2. So your challenge was to write a paraphrase for this question. Employers should focus on personal qualities instead of qualifications and experience when choosing someone for a job. That comes from an opinion question. That's asking you what extent do you agree, but we're only focusing on this paraphrase. So lots and lots of responses in the chat, so thank you so much for that. I'll try and get through all of them. So our first one is, regardless of candidates' qualifications and experience, the personal attributes ought to be primarily evaluated by enterprises while engaging someone for a position. So here, engaging is a little bit strange. While maybe considering or hiring would maybe be a good one. I think this would be better here, while hiring someone for a position. But for that, it works. Good job. The recruitment policy by entrepreneurs should prioritize the personnel's soft skills. So they're not their personnel yet. And we don't know which personnel they are. So we'll be talking about them in general. So we definitely need a plural noun here. So here, I think it would be better to say the recruitment policy by entrepreneurs should prioritize soft skills. Now, the soft skills are going to belong to these applicants, so we're going to put the apostrophe here, rather than the experience. And here we can say their experience and qualifications, to keep it a little bit more concise. But meaning definitely the same, just a few vocabulary issues here. So to hire employees, it is advisable for employers to focus more on their personal qualities than on their qualifications and experience. Okay, here I think it would be a bit more natural to say when hiring. When hiring employees, it is advisable for employers to focus more on their personal qualities than on their qualifications and experience. Apart from that, good, meaning is the same, just a slightly awkward expression here. Company's priority, so we're going to be talking about priorities in general, so they should be plural. Company's priorities when employing someone should be the here preposition. So companies' priorities when employing someone should be on their abilities and skills rather than their certifications and how many years that they worked before. Good. Here we say they have worked because you're referring to something in the past. It's referring to the present. So we're going to use the present perfect. Again, pretty good paraphrase. Doing really well so far, guys. Well done. When employers are hiring someone for a job, they should concentrate on their personal qualities rather than their level of education and experience. Excellent, really nice paraphrase here. Personal qualities should be the focus of employers, so just spelling mistake here, rather than the experience and qualification. Personal qualities should be the focus of employers rather than so here we're talking about experience and qualifications in general, so no need for the article. While selecting someone for a job. Okay. All looks good, so well done. So again, so far we've done really, really well. Well done. Qualities of a person should be considered. So here, normally when we have this like expression X of Y, we need an article. So here we're talking about specific qualities. So the qualities of a person should be considered by employers when hiring someone rather than their qualifications and experience. Okay. Personal features ought to be focused. We say focused on. It's a natural expression here. The personal features would be focused on by employers rather than qualification and experience when they are hiring a person for employment. Fine. To our next one, when employers choose candidates for a job, they should consider, just spelling mistake here, consider more about personal qualities rather than qualifications and experience. So here we would say, rather than saying consider more about, they should consider, and you refer to the personal qualities as theirs because they belong to them. So they should consider their personal qualities more than their qualifications and experience. So this would be a slightly more natural way of expressing this. But definitely the meaning is the same. That's something I like that almost everyone's done here. People are really trying to change the sentence structure around, and I'm seeing as you're changing sentence structure around, rather than it just looking like someone's going synonym, 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 synonym. So much better paraphrases than we were having at the beginning. So good job to everyone so far. Okay, let's have a look at this one. That employers ought to choose an employee based on their personal qualities rather than their experience and educational qualifications. Good. Here, I'm not going to say it's wrong, but I would say because we want to talk about employees in general, it would be maybe slightly better to say employers ought to choose employees based on their qualities. So just remember, if you refer to people in general in English, we normally use the plural. Instead of hiring someone with qualifications and experience, employers should concentrate on people with personal skills. So this actually changes the meaning of it. Because if you said, here it's saying you shouldn't hire someone with qualifications and experience. But here we're not saying that we're not going to hire them with those, but we're going to focus more on the other. So we could say here, instead of hiring someone because of their qualification and experience, employers should concentrate on people's personal skills. Okay, moving on to our next one. So instead of qualification and experience, when choosing their future employees. So here we need a little bit extra. Rather than instead of qualifications and experience, instead of focusing, do we already have focus? Okay, so instead of prioritizing qualifications and experience when choosing their future employers ought to pay more attention to personal qualities. Okay, now we have the same meaning. And then our last two, the companies ought to hire people for posts based on their personal qualities. So make sure you always proofread your work so we don't repeat ourselves. Companies ought to hire people for posts based on their personal qualities rather than their qualifications and experience. Excellent. Okay, same meaning. Employers ought to concentrate on the character of a person, regardless of education and practical skills, before they've been deciding a candidate. So here our verb tenses are confusing. So employers ought to concentrate on the character of a person, regardless of the education belongs to them, regardless of their education and practical skills. Or they decide on, so before they decide on a candidate for employment. So be careful of just your verb tenses here, you're stating a fact. So if you're going to state a fact, we need the present simple. But the rest is fine. So it's mainly verb tenses for the student. So really impressive. That was 14 paraphrases. I would say only one of them really had a different meaning. So 13 out of 14 effective, and a few awkward expressions here and there, but generally very good group of paraphrases. So well done to everyone on this challenge. Hope you found that helpful. If you had your work reviewed, please hit the like button. Remember to share this with anyone who would find it useful, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Apart from that, the latest paraphrasing challenge is up on the YouTube channel, so have a look at that. Good luck with all of your studies. Hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you all soon.